reminders on the blotting that the ink is blood, our blood, flowing in our veins. Sometimes it comes out as words, sometimes as solo guitar. Sometimes it's painted on a camera. Sometimes it's sent to the internet to be lost forever, to be ignored because we are not virtual. Some of you I know have eyes, iPhone, iPad. I don't mind. But some of you actually also have conversation, loquaciousness and language, vituperous ways of communicating. Because the secrets are, there are no secrets. That's why we share it. And if we weren't listening, the tables and chairs don't need it. We know quite well how plastic they are. They just sit there forever. They haven't got a leg to stand upon. As for these trees, your time has come and it will be gone. The creek too only goes where water goes. So the rock inside you, I speak to it, saying, don't crack up now. Whatever you do, say something. This stage is open.
Woo!
Yeah.
Thom, the world poet. You go up. You're ready. He's being supportive, like Uncle Thom. Tap in. All right,
Yes.
You gotta really project. I'm selling some of Jim's books for him.
Oh, shit.
Fantastic.
Yes, it's true. Come on.
I recommend it.
Now listen to it.
And so are our days now, locked in tight to paradise. The sun is high and white.
Yes.
The nights are punch drunk. Our life has become bracing for the next hit, the next blow. We saw what we wanted and it made us blind. Even our dead know no peace. While we lie in ambush in clover with the brick bat.
Whoa,
Hey.
happy days. Wow. Wow. Come on, man. Oh, okay.
Can we do one?
Yeah, please.
I'm gonna stand in the spotlight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't read in it, so.
There you go.
Oh Lord, I am bound. Oh Lord, I'm bound to your mercy. Oh Lord, I'm bound to your needs. Through the signs of social dharma, there's no secret from my family. I'm bound to your mercy. I'm bound to your needs. I'm bound to your constructs. I'm bound to the beginning and the end. Oh Lord, I serve and play in your thoughts. Oh Lord, I heal and create and simplify. Oh Lord, I bury delusions. Oh Lord, I teach the children to speak the word. I train them in glory. I help them in courage. I am the past and the present and the future. I'm grounded in symphony and the I'm asking the flowers to still bloom and lay seeds. I am working with sorrow and anger. I am blessing to joy of fertility and ecstasy. I accept your healing. I accept your universal law. I'm claiming my birthright. I am watching and constructing my dreams.
Woo!
Yeah.
Nice.
It's true.
Yeah.
A little religious on you, but
It's all right.
7 billion teardrops. 7 billion leaves. 7 billion particles of one personality. Everywhere you go there's a borders and a passport. These is always saying you can't do that. You aren't going to do it the way that they've done it. You ought to say what they've said before. Everybody knows nothing that flows is always put down in other people's laws. But despite that, all that we say, we are the exception to the rules today.
this is a former here, you guys. It's a secret.
Yeah, I didn't
He's
know
still
that.
addicted to words.
I didn't know that, Thom. Mikey D!
Yes, like that.
Yeah, Mary wants to hear a little bit of hip hop.
A bit, a dippity bop,
Different than that.
bip, bop, boop,
Yeah,
dip.
it's nothing like that. It's something different. It's something as I studied on about ancient civilizations, they were more advanced than the current human nature. What happened? How did we evolve so much to the brainwash humans to be up to date? What the fuck? Lack of intuition, organized religion, addiction to drugs got all these people tripping. They don't realize that their souls are being drained because the minds are distracted by TV and sports games. Magical architecture kept secret by the Freemasons, channeling spiritual energy to different secret places. And look at the church, now look at the station, designed to capture the energy of all the people.
Yeah.
It will boggle the mind, the things I've seen. That's why I never bow down to some European I never seen.
Yeah.
I can't believe the lie because I know the truth, but most people believe the lie because they feel the truth.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Don't Okay, guys, I gotta go see a movie.
We love
If
you.
you want, it's a spiritual thing. It's a once. It's
Well,
like
can I say something out there
There's
real
some
quick?
honeydew
I'm not
seeds in
gonna
here,
jump up real quick.
and it went
but,
throw away. So you
our
can take them
jumpers
home.
are
I'll
right.
eat some more.
But
But
this
I'll leave
is
you
a
in charge
whole
of
lot
that.
more
You can either throw it
pleasant.
over the creek thing or whatever.
Okay.
I'm just gonna throw all the seeds away.
Okay.
You guys, I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week at that other place.
Blue dog.
The trailer place.
I won't be
Yo,
here.
bro. Yo, bro, bump it. Alright, son.
Couple of blocks down the street.
Thanks for scouting it
You want
out.
some? If you want
Finish up
some.
the watermelon.
It's okay. Otherwise, it's just gonna be us rambling to each other.
I'll get your book next week. I'll get that
Okay,
20 in my
this ain't
pocket.
that bad.
I'm ready to spend.
But,
Thank you for all the work you do, honey. Awesome.
What
So I'm gonna miss you.
sound
Love your
application
reading.
and all that is like people standing up there talking action, right?
You can read again?
But when we're sitting around here, somebody's actually got to pay attention to somebody because he hasn't got an amp and he hasn't got, a speaker. People are actually paying attention to what you say. And we're sitting around here basically having a conversation, and some of the points being made are relatively intelligent.
Yeah?
Okay. You have poetry.
Yeah.
You
I can read. I got some poems I'm writing about Austin since I don't live here anymore, and I come
Excellent.
back and visit, and it's so different.
Is it ever?
But I gotta stay in the shade if you guys don't mind.
No, we don't. Do the same.
The day Austin died under the block of downtown high-rise condo development was the day she stopped shaving her legs and walked topless down the boulevard of the city, past the sidewalk cafes, featuring carefully trimmed trees, chiseling skylines, apocryphal Bible dogma, dystopian protocol, when the masses lift their glasses, toasting survival of the fittest, ever agreeably, programmed in Ayn Rand rhetoric and Fortune 500 edict, while hidden prejudices gleam behind wine, teeth, and aged cheese on a wholesome cracker is prestige. She thinks, these are not Texans. They eye her behind shadowed glances and laugh, but not out loud. Had they only known, careful words and calculations were not sexy to her wild heart. She aspired only to become a tragic heroine of some Hunter S. Thompson story. Black lipstick smeared by the intensity of the day, bloodshot eyes smoldering in misunderstanding, crouching in an alley beneath the gray floor of sky, awaiting transformation. It's called Second Street.
Yeah. I was there when they destroyed 2nd Street. They invited me down for the opening of the death scene. I was there when they made sort of yuppie little Cosmo shopping with no parking except valet. I was there when you had to pay to be. It's like living in a parking mirror, you see. They stole our city from beneath our feet and made high-rise for Californians to wing in. They don't belong and they don't want to belong to Austin. We are that scene that they talk about, that they came here for, that they destroyed by their presence, they don't understand anymore, that they've moved us on, they've dispossessed. We did it to the Native Americans, we did it to the blacks on the east side, we did it to the Spanish, and now we find ourselves dispossessed. It's amazing how life is like archaeology. The layers and sediments of people like us migrating and being moved on from culture because there is no space and place to park. There is no place for your art to spark. They've taken the whole park and made a festival and charge you at the door just to come and go.
Woo! Perfect.
no more,
That
man.
was awesome, Thom.
Good
Yes.
Californicated.
Dear City of Austin, thank you for all you do for us. The construction crews have finally left. The beep, 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 beeping of backhoes backing up since 7 a.m. this morning has finally stopped. The workers have gone home. The pile of dirt has been successfully dug, moved back, filled back in. Well done, such miracles they make. We were suddenly able to hear ourselves think, and soggy with Herb Sant and twisted Frank by Mr. Fox's G13, we had the idea. First we took the keys from the Bobcat, the backhoe, and the loader. Camp scouted around for the utility lug, and I went upstairs to the office to make copies of your sign. We hooked up the hose and turned the porta potty over, door up. We opened up the fire extinguisher and it gushed out until 8th Street was just a fun-time mud chute from the Oasis to Rio Grande. We loaded up the John with M80s, crickets, Rizrazzes, and bottle rockets. We lit the shit and let it fly. It crashed into Judge Newton's place down the hill, on fire and exploding like a septic Independence Day. Good fun and thanks again. We left your sign on the John and Judge Newton's car and his front door. Then we took his dog. Please, thank Mrs. Hayes for us. We couldn't get you on the phone, but she took, I don't know, maybe thousands of our calls today and assured us, yes, this was your number, and yes, call anytime. Thank you again for all you do for us. If you're ever in the neighborhood, please stop by. We'd love to show you the place. Maybe take you down to the furnace room for some ass raping cards. Maybe a game of hold the hot coal. See you at the council meeting on the 26th, motherfucker. We know where you live too.
Whoa.
Woo!
Oh, yeah.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. I'm Jim Trey.
No, it's great.
EVA, yeah.
Stories behind us. Someone, not I of course, threw a small incendiary device into the governor's mansion to point out the hollowness at the core of all authority. It seems it got the backup of the security industry because there are cameras all around the mock governor's mansion that he no longer lives in. And $5 million later, that old house is just a beautiful surveillance center for all things not happening. Now, of course, they hunted down the anarchists in town, but all two of them had left. They live in Round Rock and Kyle now. They hunted down the memories of anyone who ever had a thought, but all thoughts have gone. This is California now. Get used to it. The strip development goes on, of course. Happily, of course, there'll always be a shop to sell you the relics of Leslie. And they can, in his holy name, tell us all to wear tie-dye and be weird at a festival where you're allowed to run up and down the street, but not for long, of course. You have to have a permit. Babies.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Something, I could read something out of his book.
Yeah.
They don't give it the scene.
Oh, out of my book?
New Jersey that you had.
That's alright, I'll read my stuff. You read your stuff.
Yeah. I don't have any stuff. I'll give
You know, you just want to
Make
listen.
something up real quick.
Make something up.
Shoot from the hip, man.
All right. I'll read a little. Okay, go.
Yeah. Upside down and backwards. That's good. It's either that. Castles rise temporary as time. Waves come, stealing shapes, forms, return to where they came. We sleep, wake, dream. We are on a beach, shifting sands, burned stuffs, walking protesters. We stare out to sea, sound of waves, birds, clump of waters on sands, withdrawing back in depths. We are a beach, grains of William Blake. Sands of memories in each DNA. When we wake, this is a dream of seas, sand, waves, birds, tides, moon. We walk the beach over lifetimes. It has no end like waves. Returning us to origins, we return to the deep liquid home, seabirds, sky, clouds, waves away. Returning us to where we came in, we are in a dream on a beach, birds above.
I've been feeling the momentum. The momentum of the ocean. The momentum of my blood crashing against my veins. And sometimes I don't know what city I'm in, and sometimes I don't have to choose. Just another Tuesday night at the Ruta, Ruta Kumbaya. We've been here 15 something years and we'll still be here tomorrow or next Tuesday. It just won't be in the Bowling Tree Coffee Shop. It'll be someplace else. Because it's not 6 voices, it's not 7 voices, it's one voice and a whole lot of faces. And the song doesn't stop just because wars begin. The song doesn't stop because the guitar player broke his strings. The song doesn't stop because you dream at night. Every morning the sun comes up, and every morning it's time to sing. So let it out, let it bring in the rain, let it bring in the sunshine, just more flowers bloom. That's it.
Very good.
This dangerous necessity to slowly pull the long blades up from the gut through the throat so that their silver shimmers in the late night wet with what's inside me, or to dance down spiraling so low in the tall grass that I can discern his tail wriggling in black from among the fallen stalks, and to listen for echoes down ruined hallways in the sea blue rooms, burning this house of flesh down night after night.
Okay, we got flame. Here we go. This heat is your response. Withdraw into air conditioning, leave politics and petitions, rest siesta afternoons. There's no one left to impress. Everything is slower now, humidity is power now, each drop of sweat Egyptian labourer. Pyramids and Ponzi schemes built upon his victims' dreams add fuel to Gat and Ganji fires to burn all pasts away. Summer heat is here to stay, long days, sleepless nights, waste no energy staying awake. This is the season of your heated life.
Woo!
It's still too damn hot.
And yes, it is so true.
It's just beginning.
I'm a tramp. I ain't got no air conditioning to go run into.
Huh? Get with it.
Can I stand up right here?
Stand up right there.
Doesn't matter to me. We're going mobile.
How come aliens don't speak to us anymore? It's because of the atomic bomb. They give us all this advanced technology and we don't do nothing but kill each other. So they just realize that all them giving their technology and knowledge to us has been a waste. See, but it's not our fault, it's their fault. They assume that the smartest people on the earth are the ones that run the earth. Just imagine the surprise they would see if they would visit an open mic.
Yeah.
Just imagine this a prize they would see. They would just visit the slums for a minute. Imagine the surprise they would see. They didn't just assume everything all of a sudden. Just imagine the prize we would see if we had the warp drive and they didn't. Just imagine the surprise it would be if they had to come to us in order to figure out how to get into space. But will we ever get back into space? I don't know. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take time for the aliens to realize that not all people on Earth are douchebags.
People forget we are the aliens.
real
there.
alien man.
No, are you gonna spit? Go for it. Go for it.
Be outside of that goddamn camera.
Oh, you don't want to be on the camera. That's cool.
Across country lanes and still their fingertips are chainsaws. Here will be the space for a shopping village. Chop those trees so we can have a view of progress. Reforestation misses diversity. University seeds are not nor ever will be elders. Sherwood Forest, once half of all of England, now a fence reservation off M1. Frightened deer, no Robin Hood, just taxes as arrows, selling England by the pound. Our blessed isles, a tourist camera, shot to promote a past we have all forgotten. Cheerful stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
Yep.
She thought somehow that if she rode a lily white goat and smudged herself with sage, the world might notice her halo. She let her wings grow long and oiled them daily in sandalwood and myrrh. And every night she lay naked in the poppies, the thick soil humming beneath her body. Gauzy stars keeping vigil held her in place, waiting for the boat from the river to take her out. This tide, opium beds and child brides stretch across a cell block of invisible breath, womb caves dug inside jagged blackened mountains folded in mesh net. She borrows another step toward heaven, arching over vestal fires, virgin oaths, and ancient mothers. Prayers unwinding in the creases of her breath, whispers mastic Burka. This tide, Babylonian goddesses ride wild beasts. Amazon warriors sharpen swords, the sound of Sappho's lyre. Taliban woman, limbed from the desert tundra, evoked from a paradigm of patriarchy where men rode horses with swords and women were herded, dancing bellies and tongues corralled in harem, minds bound by veil. This tide, there isn't going to be another tide, a wing print in the meadow where Nisa knew. She is lying spread eagle at the edge of light, weaving dreams from tomorrow in her hair, telling herself, eyeing her wings, and the goat stretches restlessly beside her.
Oh, I like the way you read
That's
that.
so good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
24. Fat man on a stool grinding out backwards before he gets up and wobbles down the road. I slump down and pull my hat down low. There's every kind of crazy in this line, every kind of drunk. Cracked up, stinky, hard luck men in the hard luck morning. In line in front of me and behind, in the lobby of Labor Ready, San Rafael, 1999. Outside, the Peter Fog waits to take our silhouette and make phantom dreams loveless and free. Coffee's hot, putrid in here. Come on, fat man, pick me, please don't.
Woo! Okay. So you have Taliban woman, you have the feminine pussy riot. This is archaeology, etymology, modern history, empires. One person stands silent in a square, others surround him there. One person speaks truth to power, others support him. Clouds of emotions, lightning attacks open up the heavens. Apparently every ally is an enemy to be spied upon. Apparently we hate Ecuador, Venezuela, China, Russia, Syria, Iran. This list goes on. We spy on them, seek to destabilize them, seek sanctions against them. Their people look a lot like us. Their economies engage with us. They often seek to like us on Facebook, even if Google is censored in their country. We bomb, drone, sanction, assassinate, invade in a malicious and deliberate manner. If anyone dissents, they get tortured, jailed, smeared by accusations. Please define democracy.
Corporatocracy
Right.
and militocracy at their disposal.
Of course.
That's all going to change. The punks are going to give us total equality. And they're going to eat the rich.
That right.
You just wait and see.
Who's next?
Who's next?
I thought he was going.
I just did go.
Keep going.
Extemporaneous.
The old dogs of karma. With their past glory sheared off, the old dogs of karma come sniffing around. I had left them in the backyard, laying alert. I was spending my sodded nights trying to remember a song, had no melody. Time was pecking away at my bones, and wisdom's sand was wearing away the bulwark of decades with gentle, annihilating breath. The old dogs of karma come in like it's New Year's Eve, like maybe we should settle. They want more than the meat of my youth. With sad, oil black eyes and tongues dry and white, the old dogs of karma come sniffing around.
Whoa.
I got a karma.
Okay.
I broke my wing again today, flying into that expectation I have of you. There I go again, stretching the ligaments of my feathers in attachment and fear. Oh, this cardinal existence, this never-ending wheel and karmic containment field. I am banished to the limb of the world, viewing duality, two-eyed and blind. I have become a huntress in the depths of your eyes, feeding on your stare, as if it were sustenance enough for this heart, adrift in a nameless geography, too weary to question the solitude and distance, the ever-outward flow and quiet hate.
Oh, yeah. That's really. We were not lost. We don't need to be found. We had circle and fire before you. The names that you give us are less. Respect is a language too. Elders before you have faced invaders, nothing new. Just waves lapping at the feet of emperors who thrash the tide to convince elements to change. Strange you should demand we change, then place us on reservations. Again we ask you, listen, you're always talking. How can you hear what is to happen when you presume you are the crown of all creation?
Next up.
It's called 38/1. Threw the lighter out the window at 1 a.m. It seemed like a good way to protest. When I got off shift, she followed me in, shrieking. I shut her down with that now classic slow walk upstairs. The house is quiet now, save for the pounding of these keys. So much late night wasted wondering, motives and their reasons why, whittling 1,000 to 1. I light a fresh cigarette off the stove, flick the butt of the old one at her car as she speaks to me.
Wow, yeah.
What?
This is a Buddhist one called Why I Am Not. This area full of cigarette smoke, discarded dust mites, follicles, skin bits, floating microscopically. Macroscopically, you can't see me. Dot in a pointillist painting, snowflake in a storm. One raindrop here temporarily dependent upon your faulty senses, which also stop.
Oh, okay. I like that. Was awesome. All right.
Redoubled my vows, although it's different now. I fear no death, it's not valiant, it's fearlessness. But heavy dread of the next bout of my suffering. It doesn't keep me immune to yours, it doesn't stop the hunger and feed. It goes on as loud as your suffering. I'm drowned out, down the road down. My victories are empty, they don't include you, and I'm only spared my bad pain for a little while. Suffering doesn't address suffering, but attacks. And we rebuild the self we've rebuilt time and time again. I've rebuilt mine with less and less of you till I'm crumbling in the sunset of my solitude. But I've redoubled my vows from the peak I can see changing.
Should be a double like on Facebook. Like, really like, passionately like, love. Hate, disdain, don't care, apathy. It's about the bugs you're feeling right now. Insect Texas. Insect Texas, Argentinian fire ants after every drop of rain, making mounds in every lawn again, cockroaches inside when it's dry, fleas, ticks, chiggers, flies, everything that bites. Lines of ants at our cat's food, wasps and hornets in the air, strange science fiction creatures nibbling out tomato plants there. Everything is eating in this heat, consuming all that grows in leaves. Micro, macro from our seeds, we supply what they all need. Lyme disease, bites and scratches, scorpions in hidden batches, insecticides might just save us until chemicals also enslave us. There is no escape from this. Insects rule, Congress to Texas.
Yeah, we're going down by the bug.
Inside now.
The bug will take us down.
Down.
Man, blanket spraying.
I went down to the creek in my bare feet, and I knelt by the water's edge, and I dug my hand deep into the red clay, and I pulled it up, and I saw roses in it. So I made roses. I made one rose, and I set it on the side of the riverbank. And I made an iris, and I set it on another side of the riverbank. And I looked across the creek to the other side, and a woman came down. And she knelt her knees on the riverbank and dug her hands in the clay. She drew it up to her face and blew upon it and made justice, made heresy, made love, and set them beside the riverbank. And the moment came when we looked upon one another and our creations, and both of us stopped to listen to the sound the creek made as it bubbled across the rocks.
I like your delivery better without the microphone.
That's good. It's a true story. Remind when we're down there about the microphone. 16 years ago we were doing poetry on the 4th of Lavaca at a restaurant called Soma. Soma later, well, on the Tuesday night we came to the door and it was shut. No sign, no warning, closed. So we went to the hippie place next door with all the tattoos and nose rings at Ruta. And they said we could perform poetry but only until the music started, which was 9 o'clock. So from 6 to 9 we moved there until that place, the rent got too high. And a year passed where nothing was happening until they moved up to Penfield. And up in Penfield they had a little well, we went back to the Tuesday night, 6 to 9. But for a time it was not enough, so we did poetry outside from 8 to 10, improvised poetry karaoke. Well, of course, the rents got too high, of course, and now they're down here. And it's summer, so no one's here. But the weird part was, when the first Ruta was changing to its new owners, we kept doing poetry there, even though they didn't want us. Eventually we moved outside on the park, on the pavement, and did poetry outside the coffee shop until they put the music on while we were performing. And suddenly we got the idea that maybe they really didn't want us there. But it lasted months like that, just to have a space where people could gather and articulate with each other. And it's funny how in the big circle of life everything comes back to basic voice, to ear, circle, primal, life itself.
Right.
Wherever we are.
Yeah.
That's it.
Seems a hell of a lot more real to me.
Yep, we got a glorified worm inside.
It's called physical immorality. Your presence on Facebook is forever. Or at least until MySpace displaces that phenomenon. Despite myths to the contrary, your hair and your nails do not continue to grow after your demise. but your Facebook photos remain in all their verity glory. Unphotoshopped, digital, stored in memory. Your email address will continue until evidence of your passing is found and presented to Yahoo, who may or may not delete you. You will be forgotten, first by friends and then by family. Folk will assume you've moved to a new address in hyperspace. You'll be displaced in attention by some new birth or visitor non-virtual. Citizens of Second Life still rely upon these First Life folk for projection. You may morph into a new avatar when your computer company sends a bill for services and your credit card balance is the first mortality. Virtually, you are already one of 7 billion bytes. Whether you ever reach Tetra has as much to do with other people's responses as now, tonight, so Zen. You will be forgotten unless reprogrammed.
Deprogramming society. Too much programmed thinking.
We knew better. When dimes got thin and pennies got heavy and waterlogged boots, we knew better than to hate him, call on black magic, but she sang her spells and drank it down. We broke off all deals, but kept our bitter secret promise to ourselves. We hollered and beat down ideas of youth and romance, and something big opened wide, deeper than the darkest night. So we fell through and found nothing but madness on the deadly soft bottom of the paladin's hat. Some got sucked on the same dream. Some are still beating a dead end with nails in their bones. We all held out, but survival is no longer a prize.
That's really good. This is a lighter version of that one. Spiritual Guide for 2013. She threw me out of her place. Our stars were not aligned. My cusp was 4 degrees out. I didn't know where to go, so I consulted the tarot. It told me to throw an I Ching and blow my nose. I was surprised. The coins turned to dice, rolling and stumbling through corridors of Marfan. Drug friends, junkies, uncertainties, reincarnating sheep, leading horoscopes. Vegetarian yoga eating masters directed my new spiritual path to an ashram where I also ran practicing alternative albino hope. Read my palm, gave me hope. Charged me $100 for my chart. Said I was good clairvoyant. Got a call on the telephone. She said, "Tom, are you at home?" Now we live in connubial bliss. Call me Warlock, but she's my witch. A lighter version.
And you got a response for everything.
Got everything. Something.
This is for my brother Butch. It's not my brother, but last one.
Yeah.
We took their orders, bounced them off, pecking morale. We stood them down, told them to go somewhere. We stood them down till walls rose, till we had our own little corner of hell. This is not to esteem them, the enemy, but the hills still echo with thunder, and the nights are wet with old blood crosses. Evening out in paradise, all with the end. That one's just not done.
No, but
That's alright.
It's on the carpet. This is called Snake Island on the full moon, which was Sunday night.
Yeah.
Sebastian is a burning man, artist of the flip side. He does not agree that we are one, wants individuality, says everything is inside each of us, expressed best is our personal art. Aaron's mode of transport is skateboards. He makes them, and when folk get curious, carries 2 in his backpack to sell. Joe, our host, oscillates between adventures, cutting the raft between the sunken dock at the youth hostel and this full moon festive island. Bill will play with and for the Kerrville Festival devotees, strings lights among the battery-powered trees, so we might better see each other by our moonlight waters. Jim has made the gumbo, vegetarian and seafood. He's the clockwork master of all South Austin. Each universe a pilgrimage towards tribal origins, retaining rights to leave at any time. We may all sing together, to cling together, canoe singularly towards and away from one another. We must all leave when the moon is higher than we are. Ladybird Lake rises to meet and greet her moody, festive, watery adventurers Sunday night. When I'm in the forest, I love each leaf. When in the city, I wear billboards. Stars appear when we smile. I see mirrors. When I speak, you love the silences. These are the secrets we keep. What we love, who we hold precious. This is what we share. How to live in this world by being at home. Everywhere. That was great, Tommy. It's us. We survive. But we're here.
On every street corner, there's a cigarette butt. There's a little shard of glass. There's a pebble. On every street corner, there's a man or a woman wondering what was the point of how she spent her day. But in that same city, across the planet, there are coffee houses, and patios, where people come together to hear the freedom of a soul coming out of its body. What is freedom but letting go of everything? There's not really a guitar here. There's not really a man here playing this guitar. There's just the sun stream, and light, and little shards of glass, and people who know that they're here for a damn good reason, and they like it. And they want it to keep going, because it's really just a chorus. Because you know, all those broken bottles came from somewhere. Some man or woman who's trying to make their way. It's good to know you're not alone.
Hang around coffee shops, and sometimes it's the baristas who throw us out because they have different tips. So I love calling to baristas. When you come to Headhunters on Monday night, there were some spectacular baristas there. So here we go. Tattooed, nose rings, exotic. You know she works in stunts, explosive, personality to match, brashy. She hangs from ropes and circus, dances, burlesque, weekends, sometimes pedicabs, models, paints, shoots, photographs, fire dances, juggles, swing jobs, minimum wage, her tip jar large and empty, recession summer in Austin, so she open mics and slams, writes a great American novel about this barista with tattoos, exotic, nose ring. Hey, found it, open check.
How was that?
How was it? It's really worthwhile.
Yeah, is it like the same spirit? Just going around?
It is. They have featured, and features do 10-15 minutes, and then it's round, and then the loud bands come on. So, tear the place apart. It's called Metal and Lace. Yeah. Oh, there's an O. Lace. Lace if you fly. will still be some of those who will never dive into wild rivers, or walk into a painted silence, or wander willingly into caves of meditation. It may not be what you see, yet all significance lingers resonance. Magicians amaze and delight with visual illusions. Miracles occur in secret spaces. We trade paths of spy satellites and UFOs. With mind's eye, travel Urantia's globe. Imagination projects its lantern light. We travel every night beyond the worlds we feel, we know.
Poet drinks his wine thinking of once loved, still loved. From lovers in each other's arms to gone separate ways, and for their care to kindle back to friendship. Seldom seen and rarely chatting, does not hold back interest in other. So many moments already explored, late nights alone as one, the discovery of working with a significant other, hikes, walks, bike rides, and cries. Have you experienced love? The taste, smell, feel, from the first shy flirts to the bold kiss. A big bang of sexual awakening as one thing goes. Yeah, one thing goes.
Right on cue.
Yeah, right. As one thing goes to the next, cries of joy, cries of sorrow, snuggling as it becomes tomorrow. Have you been scared as your love changed? Relieved too? And have you not beamed at her beauty, whether she's fancy or not, nude or clothed? And whatever the briefcase holds, do you love this once loved? Did it not stop there, as with me, growing and appreciating her and the wild times? You know, the naked wrestles and wondrous laughter. Is her once love forgotten? Name scribbled on old photograph? There were pains, and as with everything, you take pains. For differences lay with each. Must be accepted, I recommend eating a peach. For the once loved will be loved. Why not hold back when so much has been shared?
Yeah.
I got a little.
Yeah, let me know.
Never mind looking for omens in the moonlight. The tedious clock of her orbiting horns have no secrets to distill. The wretched vapors left in the cup, the wine you drunk up. Don't waste your time dancing wildly in the hills. The earth forgets, eats up stone tablets of promises, vanishes, tilts, and shifts. He's gone, you're left, sleeping in the soft aftermath, edging the words he said, the love chants and swear names across each wrist, filling deadpan hands on his resume. Forget the infinity of tomorrow, the prayer, creed, and mantra, trophies of dialect and robes of action, the forearm cross and sword of attack, the vulnerable oath we spoke of the center, bending the ellipses of past and future, pure as neophytes, naive seeds in the eye of Shiva, penetrating the temporary resonance, the beauty of grape, the sunlight bending at the end of day, the dust that takes up our sweat. I fill a box of the things you left, the slippers we had, the slices we knifed, your tooth, my eye, this polka dot shirt, your razor, my underwear, the hoofprint of the goat on the bed.
Whoa, that
And
is...
take a photograph to archive that once we were guests in the other's kiss, and hospitality has its limits.
Oh.
Ouch.
It is. That's on pins.
Whose arms have held me, cities have welcomed me, the slug of something cheap and strong, and the hit of something cheap and weak. The streets we walked and led, first blue, then red, then brown. Whose memory I plead release, and end to those warm mornings, whose trolley bells clamored for more than my 23 years of do. Whose silver-painted lips, whose silver-painted eyes, whose hands pursed with gloves, and who I love so deeply and truly. Peace.
Oh
chords today.
So what?
I can wear chords.
Chords?
Fashion.
Your pants.
Pants? Oh, because they're the only shorts that I have. So, it beats the pants. In the shady groove, hot sun out of my reach, touched only by my eyes, I read thoughtfully, mind's vision of words on solitude, the cool breeze gently wafting my curls as fresh traffic goes. I thank my sitting. The bus come or not, I am alone, contently full, such as the lull in a starshine night.
Here's another way to look at it, called Just Might Be Surprised. I thought that I was made of feathers. I found that truth said it was lead. I thought that I would live forever until I found my senses told me they were dead. Now stories feel like moonbeams on my shoulder and I scream out, please help me in the night. No one's there, I'm talking about pillow. But I keep thinking things will be alright. Now you might say there really is no hope for me. But all I do is try and sing out loud. If I find there's really someone listening, I will rush outside of that crowd. Now I don't mind if time leaves me alone and I hope to believe in what's really true. If there's no hope, then find me hoping there's nothing to move. Find me something to move. I have no hopes beyond that hoping. I have no dreams beyond this dreaming man. So in this voyage lies intrinsic meaning, and when I travel, I find out where I am. Now if all these words don't mean much to you, and you think the poems are simply lies, just walk out that highway. Just walk out there tonight, and you might find, you just might be surprised.
Yeah,
The war of art. The sun comes splitting up and out from 3 days of rain, shining down on the wreckage. Life lived on impulse alone. No guidance, no wisdom, just too much trouble, too much blues. Too much blues and too much trouble. We've developed this extra sense, imbued with the ability to fuck the bullshit, find the heart, and sink our teeth into, put on the old hat, and disappear into the crowd. Let the streets bleed, the palaces burn. Let them come for us, up in our towers, with two in the chamber, behind mechanical typewriters. Time doesn't bother us. Sometimes the mountains, sometimes the avalanche. From that same old starvation we've made new hunger. We become less and less until what we miss is more important than what was promised. All that's guaranteed is what's lost. It will make our love strong.
Gypsies stroll on the fairgrounds, rolling with the strumming of all-night jazz cats plucking, heads sway, feeling a loving way. In lyrics drifting through time, the steps go between rocks as the dust covers like socks another bottle cap pops. The moon beams as clouds shadow, float on, powered by wind of its own. As her white dress twirls, this barefoot beauty glimmering like a sliver of the moon. Brown-haired, I do dare. Her presence stands firm as the roots of the trees blanket the valley. The white limestone rock between green tops, and the wind chopped at our faces. Brushing hair back, we continued walking the track. No race, a moseying pace, camp to camp, friend to friend, night to light. The sun comes and the moon stays, and we smile in the birth of the day.
I'm fascinated by the fact, verite, exact, that my mind's eye, the third one, though not blind, sees my ultimate lover. Yet, the two in my skull see a patio with friends and poets. It's blissful to think they cycle about themselves. The third and the two, the third and the two, until enraptured I am, completely one with both. Conjures up Dharma wheel, conjures up wheelwright, conjures up spinning in time and lessons learned and lessons taught. Oh, how grand that the third eye and the two do not make me blind, but make me man.
Chili's with a coupon for a free flatbread. 1 million free flatbreads to be exact. One, the Californian, has avocado and garlic. But I'm here for the adventure. Here he comes, my server. All of 21, never traveled outside Texas nor New Mexico. Here's my accent, reveals his deep need to travel. Suddenly we are co-conspirators. Released from Chili's means he can start with passport and visas, camp in youth hostels, couch surf, roam this world like a modern gypsy. He wants to believe he is free. He is young, sans debt and dependence. He sits down, forgets he is serving. We begin plotting his freedom. Manager comes to remind him, I am the one with the coupon. He is the one with dreams of freedom.
Yeah.
I feel like I have to stand up and say something for Californians. Better be good. That was it. I just had to get that across. That's really good. Got a poem over there? I'm just happy to look at the poem.
Diane song. Green shoots likely, frost leaving from the frozen home, the possibility of winter breaking in early March. I shut the glass doors and I think of you, memories singing out clear and warm. Those streets and those eyes, they could never hold us back.
Next week, Blue Dog. Yep, 3 blocks down on the right. The South First Street Food Court.
Will there be a microphone?
Go ahead, go ahead.
If you bring one. Oh, okay.
There we go.
Huh?
Pool party. You know, at the one-room apartments at the dinky chlorine pool on a day where the pool seemed shady. Maybe that was the illusion from only 3 people swimming, well, occupying the water. She had a big cigar, one that would fit well with the top hat, not that the birthday girl was wearing one. A couple others had cigars, several more had cheap beer, and a couple of the older guys had nice beer, them all hanging out at the grill, next to the table full of food, though feeling as blank as the beige wall beside it. I ate some chips and pico de gallo, which was surprisingly spicier, and thus better than expected. She kept waving her hand up and down at the guitarist when she thought the sounds were rocking. He had a battery-powered amp he set up and was playing different songs and riffs for musical accompaniment at the party, where the loudest noise, aside from the wah-wah guitar, was the girl herself, cheering happily as most of the party stood looking or taking turns at playing, getting drunk off cans as burgers, corn, and more rolled off the grill. A funny-looking man reminded me of an actor, and I wish he could talk or hear stories of his younger days. It was the party where you could be a fly on the wall very easily, lightly commenting on something familiar to various small conversations happening between the 15 party attendees. So, instead, I walked away with my beer and last handful of chips.
Yay, that's a real just need to know, like New York, Yarra Yarra is the name of the main river going through Melbourne. And on the side of the banks of the river every Sunday there's a great worship of the smoke god. The fires. Texas people are. From the Yarra Boulevard to your own backyard, nothing beats a Sunday barbecue. Friends will gather round with steak and sausage bound by bread with blood sauce attitude. Sizzles of aroma fill the juicy air. Gluttony always was a social disease. Glass is filled with wine, squeezed from many casks, and as your glass is emptied, it magically refills. The conversation fluid flows like blood in families. The munching is a pleasant outdoor sport. You can exercise your gums while your children practice runs to the toilet or the table for more food. And the afternoon is exciting as the dogs are barking and biting at the kids against the furniture and food. There is laughter in the air. Family friends will gather there, and they laugh about the things that cheer them up. Like that fly that's slowly dying in their glass of someone's wine, and the hamburger that once won the Melbourne Cup. Sure, the smoke gets in your eyes, you complain about the flies, but isn't that the heart of all the fun? Why it wouldn't be the same if you comfortably obtained your culinary feast one afternoon? They're all eating what they can, dog, horse, woman, child, and man, dancing on the whole plate of life. So I ponder in my beer and I laugh at those chips. You go into a Barbie, mate, and serve your brain. You're welcome.
You're Australian?
Yeah.
I thought you were.
Oh, I'm sorry about that.
I should call him.
No apologies. People confuse the language with their nationality. William, we've been going for hours. You're welcome to.
Really important, like love and earth. Red, moist, and spongy, just as the soft ground is on bare feet. Pulsating goodness left through toes. Skin warmed by rays that are felt and not seen. Earth, sun, bread, nourishment comes in many forms. Those are three. Sweet water, the replenisher of life. It beats through life forms, giving them voice, in which to call out to the heavens of earth. Blessed, blessed delight, to live, laugh, and love, to bake by the ocean side, to sleep on the grassy hillside, to bathe in the river's water, and cook in family kitchens. We shall do these wonderful things, cupping water in our hands, throwing shirts off to feel sun, ditch our shoes to taste the earth, and with full-hearted bread to fill our hunger. These are simple things, yet old things, for those are some of the best things, simple and old. Simple and old, like the man by the sea, who lives from the fish he catches, the garden he planted, and life's elements. That man planted 5 trees, 3 which bear him fruit to dig his teeth in, and 2 for shade to lay his poetic head in noon sun. Every day that he wakes, and he has yet to miss one, he smiles, ever grateful to see the sun or those clouds, and to see the river behind his shack makes him oh so happy. As the water ripples over rocks, flowing out to sea, these elements here to be gifts to all, for everyone to appreciate, which the old man hopes they do.
In the hill country, there's Jacob's Well. You know about Jacob's Well? It's the source of water for Cypress Creek, and from Jacob's Well, which has stopped flowing twice in the last 20 years, there's a place called Blue Hole. Blue Hole charges $5 to be there, but Jacob's Well, a friend owns it, and he's an artist, a musician, and we used to do poetry in the well itself. But I do urge you to go out and sit there, because this is the poem. I will sit by Jacob's Well, stare at the surface. Reflections of trees rooted in rock, tiny bubbles rising slow as dancers. Time will slow, then stop like flow. I will dip my feet into its cool depth, chill, goosebump. Green moss around the edges will part when bodies launch themselves from ledges above. Algae will share her silken green hair with slow drifts down towards Cypress Creek. Wimberley waits near Blue Hole. Water is less and shallow. Poor well has dried up twice in our lifetime. Without support, all flow is hollow. Drought heart, beat drum rhythm of pump liquidities. Machinery can't replace this gift. I sit in the sun shadows and let time and water pass. Slower now and older, I make my drifting way to Wimberley through Blue Hole. Place.
That's kind of like close to where the old Enchanter Tavern used to be.
Is your friend a musician, a violinist, or a fiddle player? Because I know a guy who lives on that street to Jacob's Well. He used to play fiddle for Willie Nelson.
I think I started poetry.
That'd be great.
I think we should.
Thinking Thursday.
Thursday
I was
we
just
have
gonna ask
four
where you
already.
guys are at Thursday.
Already, let me tell you. We've got, second is Brookline, third is Thursday, fourth, which is on this Thursday, is at the New World Belly. So yeah, we've got it, but we've got nothing on Tuesday, obviously. Yeah, if
I
you
gotta work it out with my boss, but I want to do it every week.
Yes, that's the only way to do it, because if you do it on the third from the full moon, when the sun is up sometimes,
People just know.
Where are you guys gonna be on Thursday night?
Thursday night at the New World Belly. It's the fourth Thursday.
Is it on here?
Yes, it is. Fourth Thursday. Look at Thursdays.
I got you.
Okay.
Well, it's okay.
It's a 7 to 9, New World Belly, Austin Poetry Society. Good food, clean. It's got, I think it's got a bar as well.
I'll be in Philly, man. Reading in Philly.
Oh man, it's
I'm in town, so.
That's cool up there.
Well, are you guys at Hot Mama's on Sunday?
That's cool.
not anymore. That just
I don't know, man. They said it's
Just
pretty
stop
hot.
last
Stop
week.
last
For
week.
1 month, but after
Right.
July, heat wave will break.
So,
Yeah, well,
where are you gonna be
my
on
family
Sunday?
says it's pretty hot up
Sunday
there.
kickback, 7
Okay.
o'clock.
Got you here.
August 10th, it starts cooling
And
off.
then,
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm doing Friday and Saturday, but
Saturday night with him at the Full English Cafe, South Austin, really, really good. Friday, well, there's Green Man Cafe, but it's not open because all the Purville people do that. Purville Festival.
so nothing Friday.
Nothing at the moment, but we'll be starting in 2 weeks' time.
Okay. I'll
Thank you,
see
thank you, thank you,
I'll
thank you.
Tom, thanks for hosting. Thanks for listening to me, everybody.
Great, William.
That'd be
Have a nice week.
So this will be the last Tuesday here.
Yeah, because the host didn't turn up. If the host doesn't turn up, it's a bit like,
The trailer is closing at 3 p.m.
yes. So, I mean, what does that tell you?
Well, it's a rash of things over at Hot Mama's. They canceled this week as well.
Yeah,
With no prior warning.
well, they told her because the neighbors.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah, here.
Thanks for
Here.
Me and the neighbor with a leaf blower.
I think ours is blue sky.
No, that's good. I told them to shmup and turn it off.
And over at the house and some others.
Well, he's going to complain about noise when
So, welcome to the weird
Walter up there at Philly Cheesecake.
So, yeah, we do what we can.
Trying to get a couple guys with a band in here, and they weren't even really loud,
Well, the first day we were here, we started hanging out like the old woodlands. We set up a keyboard over in the corner. And within 20 minutes, that guy was coming out of that house and making us think about the noise.
The house went over there.
Yeah, it's out of the house.
Yeah, but he just out there got him 30 minutes ago with a freaking leaf blower.
Until I told him to cut it out.
I hate them damn things. All they do is blow their garbage in the neighbor's yard.
Yeah, we don't need the aerial-borne respiratory irritants.
What we do need is
Yeah.
places. Well, we've got a chance. Let's dance. Right, we have that much view. William needs to hear the best poet in town.
Yeah.
Have you been with us since 6606?
Up and down.
Oh, we've been going for about 2 or 3 months at that point. On the front porch.
My friends in love, flowers within him and weeds at night. Green pillow sonnet soften his fallen. His is a published breakfast, immortalized, Greek, Etruscan, Roman, American, Australian. Faded pages of slim anorexic poetry leaflet petitions for roaring line emperors and tortured opinions. To live in this world is a constellation. Stars rise and fall with stained reputations. His is a quiet engine, a cottage industry, making paper cottages and testing them to see which ones will fly.
Dead flowers in the grave, red, white, and blue, so-called grave. There stands a shining man, called knave by them who ain't slave. In his eye glimmers, object making his heart simmer. His conquest is to part, so he may rob the cart.
Rhymer.
It's about release. Hecklers and bullies in the playground as a preview, thugs and villains of our future, share precursive invasive behaviours. We are small and individual, have no Superman to call, nor any hero at all who might forestall violence. As in life later on, when our song is civilian, men with guns and uniforms object to our freedom of speech and association. Guns have only one purpose. Their fatal beauty is a failed song, their stuttering a broken poem. So me, right? Just rabbits.
Are you going to read an original?
What?
Is this an original?
Yeah, they've all Not only that, they're all original and tight.
Yeah.
These days.
That's the revision, and the third and fourth revision is tight.
That's some serious commitment.
Yeah.
Sleepy poem right before bed. Sleepy poem to squeeze the poetic juice. Squeeze the typist's yearnings. Cash in the beer's creativity. It's been a long day. Had a bike chain not work on one bike. Had a pedal fall off a second. The third worked, though needed some air, which I was happy to pump. And work came, and spending money on food was next. In good company, though. The old friend and the evening of snappy dad. So now, after rhyming, this is the sleepy poem. And its drooling beginning, the writers become awake, and he laughs inside as if you were reminded of an inside joke long forgotten TV show. Ain't no snow this evening, none shall fall when the head nods off, falling itself into dreams. This is a poem getting longer, for there is more beer. This is a poem getting longer, for I'd rather write even a sleepy poem than watch TV or melt at the computer. And reading, I did, and felt the ever-present urge to write a sleepy poem.
So do everything.
Well, not anymore.
Okay. For the love of libraries is a love of knowledge, as represented by books, extended via access to computers, clear, clean community spaces. Together as individuals, as clubs, groups, we as communities value these spaces. They are our first resource if we have no computer, or can't afford a DVD rental or CD to hear. Their format has changed as our needs grow deeper. Budget cuts have stolen hours of access and librarians' wages. One must be devoted as a monk to pursue a career in librarianship in 2013. Yet still we migrate pilgrimage, books in hand, towards that space we see as secular, where thoughts and words and deeds reside between covers, where we might once again discover a treasure, some gem of written or virtual meditation that might restore us all, including our mother libraries, to former glories.
At this point on such a well of poetry, I don't know exactly what to do with it. But I found myself last night sitting on my couch going, man, I wish I had my remote control and I could switch between the show of Tuesday, Ruta and Sunday, Hot Mama, and I could turn up the volume when Thom played, and Brian strummed on his guitar, and Melody played her bongo, or when Stephanie read her poem. So I sat and listened to a show, or should I say I watched the show for 3 hours, and knew there's got to be something better than YouTube. And the one reason I'm doing all the filming is because the live poet, any live poet, no matter what he says or what his inclination is better than any pre-recorded show I have ever seen. And I mean, I like I Love Lucy, I like Barney Miller, I like Mary Tyler Moore, but I'm telling you, that wasn't living. That wasn't live. Go down to any open mic, any night of the week, see somebody trying to say something that makes sense and is right for somebody else. And then, when the show ends, go home, turn on your computer, and watch it again. Because it may be recorded, but at least for a short while, it was alive. I'm sitting on such a wealth of poetry that all I want to do is go around like Robin Hood and hand it all out. Green.
Okay, Mike.
Yeah, take it easy.
Thank you.
Stay well.
Okay, so before you embrace all digital futures, before you say save more trees, I know this, print always has a limited circulation. Digital can be hacked, accessed, monitored. Once you close down print, it rarely returns. Something about the physicality of resources, the adoption of progress means a manner and a mode of learning has irretrievably mutated. If there were choice once, there is no longer. Bottom line, you say, is economics. If it were demographics, one might ask, well, who reads blogs? Who will pay per view when you seek to monetize? Not this little green tree. I use this digital medium to promote verbal antiques. Printed words. Yeah, antiques. Antiquities.
Antiques.
Sitting here in my kitchen, the clock reaches to midnight. The music plays to my side as I sip a beer and write. Poem, letter, poem, and poem. My mind jambled and splattered through cannabis, coffee, and alcohol. Streaks out pure thought of my day to food to my inspiring poets. Writing with the creative spark that lights up artwork and taps the dancer's feet. The melody of Jerry picking all up the scale. It's that spark, that firework of joy in which I type or scribble the pen. Not slaving away, dealing with what words, yet the flow of free mind. Ramble takes me here and there, India to Canada. Mind travels, the magic carpet ride. With bopping of mellow jazz or the jammy psychedelic sounds of Grateful Dead. I willingly go to work, for I love what I do. 'Tis not work, yet expression. Joy of passionate art. To enjoy music and write from body and soul, to read poems, to write poems, to listen to music, to play music. Oh yes, good nights, oh yes, good days, oh yes, good years, all to come, all to come. I smile and enjoy it as it comes, being exactly who I am.
Yay!
I have to say, you're an inspiration. I love it. I love seeing new people, and anytime I get to see somebody do it, and they're like, oh, that's thing, you like it, it rekindles the whole thing that people are giving this shit time really care. We get used to seeing other faces, and I know, seeing somebody else I haven't seen before, it's just cool. I love that. It makes it great to compliment things that you guys do, so inviting. It's so active.
Today is Tuesday. Tomorrow night is Counterculture Cafe, which is on there.
Right. And that's on
Cesar Chavez and 6 to 8. That's really, really nice. And then Thursday night is Roll Deli, 7 to 9. It's really good. On Scott. And then Saturday is Scott's venue at the New World, the Full English Poetry Cafe, South Austin. Really good. Sunday is Kickback, which is wild. And then next Monday is Headhunters. All of them are open, living, free. And your other home. Where I was going to ask somebody else, but
he is an amazing writer from like the 1950s and 80s.
Yeah.
He was magical realistic. To like Borges, some good magical realist. He writes really fantastic stories. I just sold my collection today to Black Tobacco, but I have one book left. What's that? No, I will. I will. But you can know what it is. Sure.
So welcome to the wonderful wild world of words. And he is. This is his first song. Yeah, he is. Yep. This is my first Scotty made copy. So. Should trip you out. All in. Everything. Music, you hear all the bad notes, all the wrong words. One take, that was it.
That was done in the studio or a coffee shop?
No, it was done, well, some was done in California, some was done in England, some was done in Jacob's World itself on the full moon.
I mean, so they were done
Wherever we were performing. So, different bands. So, good fun.
Yeah, seriously. It's a desk.